It's my honor and pleasure, sorry for the delay, to talk in this tonight for you. Mainly, I will explain my very strong relationship with Bremen, for trying to understand this relationship, the past, how it is, what's going on now and the future. I will cover my times before Bremen, my time in Bremen, today, what I'm doing, and what comes next. So, as you can see here in the slides, my relation with Bremen is not only personal, but is also a familiar relationship. Before Bremen, basically, I am from Chapecó. I am from Santa Catarina state in southern Brazil. I will show you more details about where is this place, but basically you can see in the screen here.
Yeah.
Pointer, you can see the screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay, Chapecó is here. That's where I grew up until I left when I was 17. We have Bruno here in the room, who is also from Chapecó and is also in Bremen, so it's also a coincidence. After Chapecó is basically a city that was colonized by Italians and Germans. This representation here you can see in the slide. This is from Bremerhaven. You see, it's the family going overseas, trying to create a new world. And southern Brazil was basically the origin of the most of the people is from this flow of immigrants in the end of the 19th century. Today, these immigrants created a very pungent city. You can see by the pictures. It's a very important economically. Basically, the most important industry is the food industry related to the agriculture. But also, it's a very well-preserved region with beauty everywhere, rivers, forests, and very, very interesting place also to visit. After my Chapecó years, I moved to where I did a diploma degree in mechanical engineering. This from 94 to 98 at UFSC. I will show to you as well where UFSC is. After finishing my degree in mechanical engineer, I got some practical experience in different companies, German ones and French ones. You can imagine that my experience in the German companies also kind of led me to want to know more about Germany. It was a very good experience during that time, from 98 to 2003. And then I came back after this practical experience. I came back to UFSC to perform a master in engineering. At this time, I worked in different fields, logistics, transportation, also something that led me to the topic that I explore later on during my time in Bremen. UFSC, I need to introduce you to the university. It's a well-known university in Brazil, but it's not well-known all over the world. It is among the 5 best universities in Brazil. It's a university. It's a very mature, very big. It's public. It has a very strong focus on research and cover. It's challenging to say that, but basically it covers all the areas of knowledge. It's well evaluated in different rankings. Among them, it's considered the 6th best Latin America university in 2022, considering this ranking here. My hometown, Chapecó, as I say to you, and UFSC is located by the sea in this island. I will show it more detail in this sequence. This is the island. UFSC is located here. These lines here represented the places where I already went cycling, because this is one of the things I will show also in Bremen, where I have been cycling in Bremen. You can see a picture here from the university. This is my office. I would say, we can say that the place where I work at, the different, it's a very big university, considering that formerly this place was a farm. And when the university was installed here, it grow a lot in sequence. This is the office, and this I can say is the home office. This is nearby my house. And this is also a picture from the island where we have, as you can see here, you have a lagoon and you have the sea, and more or less here is where I live there. So it's a nice place because it's the university is very good, the environment is very good, and it provides a good place for studies. Some other pictures. This presentation you can see here. If you scan this QR code, you can see some more information, some more videos about this very beautiful city in the southern part of Brazil. Basically, this summarizes my time before Bremen. Now we can see why Bremen. This is one of the phrases that I think connects very well to my situation when I try to find a place to do a PhD abroad. After my master's, I identified the need for getting more knowledge and internationally. And Bremen was appeared as a place with a very important, strong for foreign researchers, allowing me to develop scientific projects there. And this support was very important for the choice to move to Bremen. In 2006, May 2006, I arrived in the end of May 2006, where I pursued my research as a doctoral student. Here we have also in the room some colleagues from that time. I'm very pleased to see them here. And in my research during this time, from 2006 to 2009, I focus on sustainability and effectiveness in logistic systems. I approach this with a long-term learning process. And in this research, I try to deal with the impacts of distance, not only physical distance, but also cultural distance, geographic distance, on the effectiveness and the sustainability of business plans of German companies in Brazil. Indeed, several companies, logistic firms, such as the ones in Bremen, are well represented in Brazil and in the Brazilian market, and perform very well due to their flexibility and adaptability. This was one of the outcomes of the research I did. In 2009, after finishing the PhD in Bremen, I appeared an opportunity for staying, and then this opportunity was as a postdoctoral researcher in the BiBa, in the Bremer Institut for Produktion and Logistik at the University of Bremen. This opportunity was in the framework of a Brazilian-German research initiative. And in this research initiative, I could conduct research focusing on aspects that I didn't before in my PhD. Then here I was focusing on manufacturing and also creating the bridges between Brazil and Germany, Brazil, Bremen and Brazil, and also waiting to the right moment to come back. Basically, it was a very important time from 2006 to 2010. I consider this my first Bremen years. Since 2010, when I went back to Brazil, I went back to UFSC as a professor in the Department of Production Engineering. I'm working in different activities, but I'm a professor also in the graduate program in production engineering. And I created with the support of colleagues and with support of master and PhD students, I created our lab, which is named Production Logistic Intelligent Systems. I will show you some more details in the sequence. Since 2016, I'm research ambassador from the University of Bremen in Brazil. And in this program, we try to help researchers from Brazil to get to know Bremen, try to identify opportunities, and also try to ease the life of these researchers coming from Brazil to Bremen. We have here in the audience some that I helped along my way, but this is some work that we do continuously. As I said once in a meeting with different research ambassadors from different countries, a research ambassador is a person that tries to bridge try to build bridges, easy the life of the ones that are interested in coming to Bremen to do research, and also like we did in the past. Since 2019 and until last year, I'm the chair of the Brazilian-German Collaborative Research Initiative on Smart Connected Manufacturing. This was exactly the same initiative I took part when I just finished my PhD in Bremen. So it's something that I also, it was something long-term, and it's still something that I'm contributing to bridge Germany and Brazil. 1819, I was a visiting scholar in Parma, again, another international experience, and now in Italy. And from 2022 and until this year, I am a visiting scholar in the framework of a Georg Foster Research Fellowship for experienced researchers supported by the Alexander von Humboldt Foundation. You can see here, this is not a photo, not a picture from my PhD time, but it's a very recent picture. I will talk more about this project I'm performing right now again in the Bremer Institut for Production and Logistik. So this is the picture of Bremen, the map of Bremen from above, and this is also the places where I have visited by bicycle during my life when I cycled in Bremen. So talking more now about this project, what I'm doing right now, I try to avoid to go over the time because I also was too late in the beginning. This project is don't worry, okay. So this is named Supporting the Emergence of a New Engineering Mindset for the Brazilian Digital Transformation. Why this is important? And you can see here the framework is my lab, the graduate program, UFSC, and very important to mention the support from Alexander von Humboldt Stiftung. The lab, Production, Logistic, Intelligent Systems, basically it's an acronym very close to the name of the department from the BiBa where I started my postdoctoral researches in the past. So now this is in Brazil at UFSC. We are a group of researchers. We have a very strong focus on the bridge between research and praxis. We focus on, basically, we try to integrate concepts, technologies, developing methods for supporting data-driven decision-making. The methods we use are simulation, optimization, analytics, artificial intelligence. We always aim to improve systems efficiency, resilience, and sustainability. In this scope, in the scope of this lab and my activities now, we are performing this research, which is motivated by a perception that the future of manufacturing and the ongoing redesign of global supply chains are very connected. Basically, we see that South America and Brazil can increase their participation in manufacturing networks. And one important thing, we have a very strong connection, cultural, historical, industrial connection with Europe and North America. So how to profit from this very strong connection? Basically, one of the things that is very clear that the education of this new generation of engineers that will be capable of leading this digital transformation relies on a very strong collaboration between industry, civil society, and academia. I'm trying to create ways of bridging this. And another perception from a publication from 2002, prior to the beginning of the project, is that effective practices for educating this engineer of the future demand two things: project-based and research-based learning approaches, which are I'm now developing in this scope of this project. Basically, who will be the engineer of the future? Basically, he will need to be flexible to adapt to new challenges because these challenges appear dynamically. This engineer of the future will need to be able to handle complex situations because nowadays we deal with situations that are more complex than in the past, basically because of the networked economy, because of globalization and these trends. And very importantly, this engineer of the future will need to have very strong capabilities for learning and research. So considering the engineer, the advantages of the man and the machine, we should try to develop an engineer that will be able to leverage the capabilities of the machines in order to create a better future, also more efficient, more sustainable, more resilient. Basically, the outline of the project is related to this perception. And in the scope of the project, we have exploratory phases. We had exploratory phases, and we develop a structured test and disseminate a research-based learning approach. Basically, how to apply knowledge, scientific knowledge, how to apply research-based knowledge in practical problems. Basically, try to understand the reality with the eyes of a scientist, which I claim it is important for the engineer of the future, because the problems that this engineer will face are not simple. So the eyes of a scientist will provide a capability for this engineer to change the future, to see things see things in a different way and contribute to a better future. It's also not only good for the learning of these engineers, but also for research and for the industry. So we have a win-win situation where we have an industry with good engineers, we have an engineer that have more capabilities, and we also have possibilities for doing better research connected to the reality. Coming to the end now, after this project, after the dissemination of these new approaches in Brazil, which will occur by the creation of new disciplines in the undergraduate and graduate courses where I teach at UFSC, what comes next? Basically, everybody knows that researchers are getting a more important role in the society. Basically, this is one of the documents, the evaluations. This is from the economists, and we can see that the researchers have to assume more responsibilities, contribution to the society, so that we can have a better future. This is something that for sure comes next. What also comes next, I will try when I'm back to contribute to policy making and strategic decision making in industry and academia, basically based on the knowledge I'm gathering and the knowledge I'm creating in the scope of the project. This is one of the things, be involved more in policy making and strategic decision making in industry and academia. Contribute to create this new generation of engineers, which will be catalyzers of a technological change and societal change. So this is also very important, the engineers of the future. And finally, try to contribute also for a new university, a university that looks to the future, having a university aligned to the future needs-oriented university. Basically, this is what I wanted to say. These are some photos from my former times and my current times in Bremen. Photos from the snow, photos also from the summertime, but also photos from Florianopolis, where, as you can see, a very beautiful place. If you want to visit Brazil, I would include the southern part of Brazil in your route. And also, thank you for listening to me. Sorry for the problem with the internet, and also thank you very much for my family here, shown also in Brazil. And I would say that obrigado, thank you, vielen Dank. And Zumende, hier bin ich zu Hause. I can say that as well in Bremen. I can say that also in Florianopolis, in Chapecó for sure. But in Bremen, I'm really at home. And I feel very pleased to take part in the discussion in the sequence. Thank you very much.